All right, Lee, we'll see you again in just a little bit. 24 hours until tip-off there, but only 48 hours left in our legislative session, actually a little bit less than that now. And there are still quite a few bills left to debate, including some last-minute public safety proposals. This is a big issue for many New Mexicans right now. So let's bring in our Griffin Rushton, who's live once again at the state capitol for us. So, Griffin, what can lawmakers actually achieve in what's really less than 48 hours now?
You know, more than you might expect, Trevor. You know, we've seen bills fly through the House and Senate in just a matter of hours before. And while we're not that close to the wire just yet, it does appear legislative leaders are hitting the gas pedal on two more public safety proposals, both building on top of that public safety package already signed into law by the governor. Now, you'll remember that public safety package included a bill banning gun conversion devices on the state level. Those devices can turn semi-automatic weapons like a handgun into fully automatic weapons. Law enforcement leaders say they're becoming a real problem here in New Mexico, but it appears simply banning them was only step one for lawmakers. A complementary bill blocking the sale of those gun conversion devices online in New Mexico is flying through the roundhouse in these final few days. It cleared the Senate on Tuesday and is now already waiting for a House floor vote.
Early on, we made it unlawful to possess these devices that convert weapons into automatic weapons. The goal here is to make, subject to civil penalties and liability, the manufacturing and the marketing of those devices here in New Mexico.
Meanwhile, the governor and Senate lawmakers are hustling to get another bill targeting repeat offenders across the finish line before time runs out. Now, that bill, that public safety package we told you about a little earlier, that included a massive plan to rework the state's criminal competency laws, giving the courts more options for suspects who are deemed incompetent to stand trial. The Senate approved a second bill today, reworking the state's definition of harm to self and harm to others, making it easier to get those New Mexicans into behavioral health or substance abuse treatment programs.
The competency bill is to determine whether you're competent or not. This is now saying even if you're not competent to stand trial, we're still going to take care of you. We're going to take you off the street and try to take care of you.
Now, here's the thing. The Senate already approved a version of this bill last week, but that bill got stuck waiting for a House committee. So the Senate approved a duplicate version of the bill today with the hopes to get it into a different House committee to hopefully give it a fighting chance before that we hit that deadline on Saturday.
All right, so Griffin, we and many other New Mexicans were expecting lawmakers to seriously address the topic of juvenile crime this year. What can you tell us about those efforts now?
Well, they're not dead just yet. The Democrat-backed bill working to expand intervention programs and resources for at-risk youth and recently released juvenile suspects cleared another hurdle in the Senate this week, but it still's got to get through a few more votes before it can actually reach the governor's desk. So there's still a little bit of hope there, but you know, time's running out. This is the bill that Democrats are backing after House lawmakers killed Bernalillo County DA Sam Bregman's original plan to increase the consequences for violent juvenile suspects.
For youth that commit those very serious crimes, they can still be held to account under the current system. What we're building in this House and that we've sent to the Senate allows for those young people to become rehabilitated to ensure that our communities are safe, you know, and that our other kids, right? Kids, there are a lot of kids that are not in the juvenile justice system. We want to keep them just as safe, and this is a way to do it.
Now, the governor is not patient about this, though, saying, I am appalled that with less than a week remaining in the legislative session, lawmakers have not passed any substantive legislation to deal with juvenile crime. Their refusal to seriously debate these issues during the 60-day legislative session is unacceptable when lives are at stake. Of course, we're going to be closely watching to see if lawmakers can get that juvenile resources bill across the finish line before that deadline on Saturday at noon. Trevor?